Hello students and welcome to English class. I'm your English teacher, Mr. Oza, and it is time to do classwork number 33 here in our novel called The Handmaid's Tale, written by Margaret Atwood. Today's chapter, first chapter of the novel that we're reading is called Welcome to Gilead. And now, after we've watched an intro video, we've watched a little bit of the Hulu show that is based on this novel. It's time to jump into the first chapter, and I'm calling it Welcome to Gilead. If you remember from the intro video, Gilead is the name of the new country that has taken over the United States. So just some instructions, pretty familiar instructions here. You're going to look at 4 pictures. We're going to go over them together. After this video is done, you're going to write down one prediction based on the pictures that you see, and you're also going to write down one question based on the pictures that you see, and during class I will be able to answer that question right away before you start reading the chapter. So here's the first picture. In this picture you see a lot of handmaids all in a circle, and they look to be in like a high school gym basically, and they're all pointing at one handmaid here sitting in the middle. This is basically a handmaid's training center. They called it the Red Center. So after the handmaid was kidnapped from their family, they would take them to basically a gym, like a high school gymnasium, where they would kind of teach the handmaids about what their new life is going to be. In this next picture, we see a device called a cattle prod. All right, a cattle prod is used to move large animals. Most people would consider this pretty inhumane treatment of the cows or the cattle, but in order to move them from one area to another on a farm, this would create like an electric shock that, obviously hurts the animal, scares the animal, but gets them to move. And so here in the Red Center, where the handmaids are being trained, the kind of disciplinarian figures that you see here, the people who are training the handmaids, actually have these cattle prods and will punish the handmaids by shocking them with the electric cattle prod. Here we see our main character. This is Offred, and she is moving into her new house, and this is where she's going to meet the commander, again, that she'll be forced into having sex with in order to have a child for the commander and the commander's wife. And so this is Offred moving into her new house here, where she will meet Serena Joy Waterford, and that is this character here on the left. That is the commander's wife that Offred will be meeting. Here's Offred again, our main character, and obviously because of the arrangement, this is going to be an awkward situation, to say the least, an uncomfortable feeling for both of them, knowing what's going to happen in later chapters. And so in the reading today, you will see the first interaction between Serena Joy and Offred, our main character. So remember, once this video is over, you're going to write down one prediction and one question that you have based on those pictures. All right, after you're done with that prediction and question, of course, I will answer that question for you to kind of clarify any, questions you might have about the chapter. Then it's time for you to read the chapter. In your Google Doc for this classwork assignment, you will see a link and you can read the chapter. It's 4 pages long, and by the way, this is a picture of the book cover. Margaret Atwood, of course, is our author, and the book is called The Handmaid's Tale. And yes, this is the book cover. After you're done reading the chapter, you're going to fill out this chart. You've seen this chart before, most of you. This is called the Says Means Matters chart. All right, here's what you're going to do on this chart. You're going to see a bunch of quotes or a bunch of descriptions, right? So this is a little bit new. So bear with me and let me know if you have any questions. In this first row of the chart, you're going to see just a description of what is happening. Your job is to find the quote that correlates with that description. So again, the description of what is happening, you're going to then look on that page here. You can see this one, this example is page 5. You're going to find a quote that matches that description. and you're going to write that quote in here. And of course, you're going to explain why that matters or why it's important. All right, this is what you're used to doing. This is what we did every day during the first term. You're going to see a quote. I'll give you the quote here. For example, a quote on page 10. You are then going to explain, what does it mean? Give a description of what's happening in that quote, and then explain why it matters. All right, so we're changing the game a little bit here. Instead of just giving the description and the explanation of why it matters, I'm actually going to give you the middle part of the chart here, where I'll give you the description and then you find the quote for me. All right, so you're going to go back and forth here, four rows of the chart. Your fourth step after you're done with that chart, you're going to do a short open response. As always, you're just sharing your opinion, so don't overthink it. There's no such thing as a right or wrong answer when it comes to these open responses. I would like you to please use a quote from the novel or anywhere else to support your answer. And remember, if you need help finding a quote or you just want to save some time, go back to the chart. I have given you 2 quotes, and you've also found 2 quotes of your own based on the descriptions that I gave you. So there'll be 4 quotes total in your chart. If you want to use one of those, no problem. If you have your own quote based on some sort of reading or something you're watching or something that you've seen on your own, that's even better. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. You can jump into that first chapter, Classwork number 33, here in the second term. I hope you enjoy the book, and I hope this video was helpful for you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great class.